One of my earliest experiences with social studies was fourth grade California history, learning about the gold rush and imagining that I was in fact a miner searching for gold in the green fields of our elementary school. Kind of excited me. I asked my family to take me to the mining town close by in East County, San Diego, the town of Julian, where you can still pan for gold and make money the old-fashioned way. It was pretty exciting, and I was lucky to have that experience. Things got more serious in sixth grade, though, when debates became part of our daily routine, and current event sharing was also very important. I felt like I could trust my teacher, and I started to really appreciate what social studies was besides just learning history. I moved to another town in eighth grade where everybody seemed to be extremely white. It felt a little bit like Children of the Corn, where I was one of the children. Kind of a lack of diversity, you might say. That year, I was excited to go to New York City to be part of the eighth grade trip and break out of the little town of Fallbrook uh, and learn a little bit about the world. Along that trip, we also were going to go to Washington, D.C., which I was very pumped about. There were the museums. I would have been able to see the White House and all that amazing stuff that makes our country what it is. Unfortunately, I never got to go. I ended up making a promise I couldn't really keep to my parents. I promised an all A's in order to go, and unfortunately, I got a B in history, of all things. The next time I got really excited about social studies and history in general was sophomore year in high school when I was instructed to film a short story uh, about Vietnam, about the Vietnam War, which turned out to be quite an exciting adventure. These are not me. Now here I am teaching second grade social studies. That's not me either. But this is the book that we use, and as you can see, it looks pretty boring. Those kids are probably as relatable as Scooby-Doo. In Malcolm X, where I teach second grade, students are taught that Benjamin Banneker was a great inspiration for African Americans today. Unfortunately, students today don't even know what an almanac is or how it was used. Malcolm X, being the name of my school, is almost as unrelatable as Benjamin Banneker. How can we teach to a group of students what it means to be activists the way Malcolm X was when they're not even quite sure how he made a difference? Look at Jimi Hendrix, for example. A leader, an inspiration for African American youth, yet also possibly an embarrassment for a mainstream culture, but a counterculture icon nonetheless. Which leads me to some of today's black leaders and icons in society today. Of course, what brings this to an interesting aspect is that President Obama is, of course, not entirely black. Kind of like Beyonce when I come to think about it. Some of these leaders and these icons for African American youth are barely even qualify as black and almost seem to neglect a bit of that social and cultural history themselves. Look at Neil deGrasse Tyson. Is he really black? Does he connect with the urban youth that I teach in Hunters Point? I don't think so. Although I do really, really like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know if he means the same to my students as he does to me. Of course, looking at the most recent Super Bowl, we have Mr. Sherman here, standing proud, a black man, proud of his success and his winning, but being chastised at the same time culturally for his actions on the field. And then we have icons like Lil Wayne, who focuses much of their rapping on degrading women. These are the sorts of rap stars that my children listen to. Things are a little bit different for Tupac, though, who is no longer with us, and I think is an inspiring African American man teaching and preaching peace and love and respect for women, which we just don't see today. But these are the sorts of lessons that I want my children, my students, to pick up on. I want them to know that they are part of a culture, part of something to be proud of, and part of something to make a difference and a change. That's what I think social studies should be in my classroom.